The budget battle in Delaware is dominating the news in the state, and they are coming after the money of seniors. But are they hiding money? We'll find out. This is the Delaware Way. Welcome to the Delaware Way. I'm Larry Menti. We are proud to be joined today by Representative Joe Miro from Newcastle County, a Republican from Newcastle County, we need to point out, which is a dying breed in Newcastle. You said there was three of you?
There's three of us, yes.
Let me ask you something before we get into the budget, which I know is topic A. What is going on with the Republican Party in Delaware? Why is it dying out?
Well, I'm not sure that it's dying out. I think that...
it's certainly on life support.
In 2008, it was a tsunami that came through Delaware as a whole, and the Republicans were in charge of or had the majority in the House of Representatives, and on that particular night, you had Obama winning in Washington, and you have Joe Biden as your vice president, and that was impacted on all the races in the state. And at that point, we lost it, and the majority registration is Democratic in the state of Delaware, and that is a big help, and and for us, is a very big negative. But we're doing very well in Sussex and Kent County, and we're hoping that here in Newcastle County we will continue to improve. We just elected the first Republican statewide in the last election.
Kim Simpler.
Kim Simpler was elected, so I think there's hope.
Christine O'Donnell hurt.
Oh, well, let's not talk about that.
Okay, we'll move on to budget stuff. I didn't even expect to talk to you about politics except for the fact that you're a Republican from Newcastle County. Let's talk about the budget.
Proud to be a Republican.
It is topic A in Delaware right now, the budget that's coming up, and where every state seems to be cash strapped. Every state's trying to figure out where to get some money back into the budget. Right now, it seems like the governor is, one of the things he's focusing on is seniors and some of the tax breaks that are given to seniors. We'll start off by talking about property taxes and some of the tax breaks that are given to seniors on property taxes. He's saying that if he can go after that, he can save the state millions. And he's already proposed, this is the second time he's proposed this, going after that tax break for seniors. Every Republican, I would imagine, in the state legislature and in the Assembly and in the Senate are against this, but some Democrats are against it too. Correct. You're against it.
Correct.
Why?
Well, let me thank you for having me on the show. First of all, the governor had to make some very tough choices to make that proposal, because the budget has to be balanced. According to the state constitution, we have to have a balanced budget, and we can only spend 98% of what the projected revenues may be forecast at the December DFAC meeting. So in terms of what he has proposed here for seniors, it is a very difficult for any of us to, Republicans and Democrats, to go along with this proposal, because seniors have pay into the school taxes all their lives. Referendums are based on the approval of the public, and seniors traditionally have been not very supportive of passing referendum, whether it had been operational or for capital, because they feel that they no longer have children in the school, even though they may have grandkids, and there is a responsibility to educate the public at large. Right. So, but they see their taxes going up, and they have a fixed income for the most part. So they have not been very supportive of referendums, and this particular proposal from the governor is going to have a negative impact on the ability to school districts to pass referendums. And we have some referendums coming up in Newcastle County as well as in the other two counties, and I strongly believe that it's going to be difficult for the school districts to pass school referendums with the proposal that he has.
Explain how those two are connected, because Because I think that's a fascinating argument. I think a lot of people are in support of the seniors just because they're in the support of the seniors, or they're against any type of getting rid of tax breaks because they are philosophically for lower taxes. What you're saying is this is more of a that has to do with the process and how to get the schools to have referendums to get more money on their own.
That's the unintended consequence of that particular proposal. Education needs money, and I think it's a responsibility for every resident in the state to continue to support education. And if you bring about a mechanism whereby the referendums may be negatively impacted.
But how?
By not supporting, by not voting in favor of the referendum, because they feel that their taxes are going to go up, and they are.
But that's a supposed connection, right? You're not saying that would absolutely happen. You're saying you started off the argument by saying that seniors have been against referendums all along.
That's
anyway.
right.
And so what would it matter if they've lost their tax incentive?
This will solidify their opposition to supporting a referendum.
Than they haven't been in the past?
And some of them may have supported because they wanted to see the value in increasing the taxation. When you bring a policy like this, I think they would really solidify their position against a referendum. And this is, just to make sure that we understand this is a credit that is given on the school tax that the school districts do not suffer any decline or decrease in their tax base, because the state actually reimburses the school districts for the amount of money that they suffer in terms of the credit that is given.
I do want to talk about the possibility of a means test, because that's been brought up, a means test for this taxing. And also, if not this cut, where are you going to get the money for the state of Delaware, because it has to come somewhere. When we continue our conversation with Representative Joe Miro on the Delaware Way, we'll be right back.